If you have an interest in live streaming but have never done it before and don't even know where to start, well, keep watching, because by the end of this video, you're going to know everything you need to know to start live streaming right away. So live streaming is a great tool to be able to create more content, to engage with your audience, connect with a broader level. And it can be a little intimidating at first. And some of it is a mindset, because it's different than recording a video and talking into a camera, knowing you can edit it, and knowing you can cut things out. And some of it's the technical aspect. You know, when you're recording a video, it's very forgiving. You can always reset it. If you find out the audio isn't working, you can always fix that later. Whereas live, it's all just sort of happening. And one of the scariest parts about live is if you haven't done it, you don't really know what to expect. Well, I'm going to go through and I put together sort of 6 tips to really get you started. So the first tip that I have for you is why to live stream. You know, before we talk about equipment, before we talk about software, before we talk about the ins and outs of it, is really to understand what it is that you're looking to achieve for live streaming, what your channel is about, what information that you want to share, because that'll shape how you do your live stream. And in my opinion, I think that live streaming is a really powerful tool to be able to get more content and be able to remove some of the elements that take a bit more time, like the editing. Another element to live streaming is that it's a great way to connect with your audience. It's a great way to engage with them, because now they can be watching you as you're broadcasting and be able to ask questions and share their thoughts and their feedback, and you can respond to them and actually have a conversation going. That leads me to my second tip, which is before you hit go live and you turn on your camera and turn on your lights, is to really plan out what you're going to say. Again, I think one of the most intimidating things about going live is that idea of being live, being in front of a live audience, public speaking, all of those nerves start kicking in. But I think the most useful thing is having a plan, knowing exactly what you're going to talk about. And again, based on your reason for doing that, and if it's, hey, I want to connect more with my audience, well, then have a plan that goes, I'm going to talk about these topics. These are things that are going on right now that I want to talk about, but I'm going to include in there sections where I'm going to ask the audience and I'm going to say, what is your opinion? Or do you have any questions about this? And let the comments come in and then respond accordingly. Now let's talk about some of the equipment. And again, this can get kind of intimidating, because you may have seen people that are, you know, they have multiple cameras and a desk setup and overhead cam, and they have slideshows that they're presenting and a panel of people from around the globe all talking at the same time. And you can really get pretty advanced, but you can also get very simple. And my recommendation is really to start simple, and you can always build from there. But I want to talk about sort of, you know, the next couple of tips here are talking about sort of the 3 main elements of your live stream. The number 1 element is going to be a microphone. If you have a good quality microphone, that's going to go a long way, because people are going to be listening and they're much more forgiving about the visuals and elements like that, as long as they can hear and understand you. Now, I've seen a lot of people that just use the earbuds with the little microphone on there. You could go as simple as that, but really I think stepping it up a little bit will go a long way. I'll show you here. Logitech has a microphone that they've had many series of over the years. I've owned several of these. Yeti or Blue Yeti microphone, which is a really great quality microphone. You can see here they have a couple of different colors and looks to them, but it's a high quality microphone that just plugs into the USB. They have sales going all the time to get this, usually under $100. And it's a really good, solid quality microphone. The microphone I'm using here is a Rode microphone that's actually several years old, but still works really well. This was a few $100s when it was purchased. And so really for a relatively low budget, you could be able to get a good quality microphone. But again, I don't want that to stop you from starting. I think anything that is a step up from the microphone that's already built into your webcam or onto your computer is going to be better. Now, tip number 4 is, of course, if you're going to be live streaming visually, a good camera. A lot of computers, laptops, phones even, have a decent quality camera that you could use and start. If you want to up the game just a little bit, there is also from Logitech the C922 Pro HD Stream webcam. Again, this one is usually around $100. This one I've had for years and works extremely well. This is the app that comes with it. And you can see you got a lot of options to kind of the focus, white balance, little settings to control. You can reframe it, zoom in, zoom out, do a lot of things right within the Logitech app. What's nice about this too is this also mounts on a tripod. So you get a simple little tripod, and then you're not tethered to wherever your monitor is facing, but you can, move the camera around that fits you best. Next, I'm going to talk about the streaming software. One is OBS, and you can see here, this gives you an interface to be able to, have different audio sources, your cameras. You could share, do a PowerPoint or a slide presentation, titles that you want to bring up on the screen. And again, you can have that coincide with what your plan is as you go. And there's a bunch of different plugins that kind of go that you can add into that to increase it even more. And it's really a robust, really powerful tool to be able to give you a lot of options and get as fancy and pretty. You could have little videos that you play or animations that you run at certain points. This is my personal preference. I use OBS. In fact, I'm using it right now to record for this. The other one is Streamyard. Streamyard is also a really great tool. And this one is really great for integrating rather than having people on a Zoom call. If you want to do like an interview show or you have a guest or somebody else that you're talking with, this is really what this is designed for. That you can bring multiple people in. You can all talk at the same time. You can set up different setups so that they're all working in tandem. And that's also a great streaming setup. And again, when you go into YouTube, you would set up the stream here. They'll give you a streaming key and you would put that into there. And then the rest of the work is done through the streaming software. It doesn't cost much. There might be a little bit of a learning curve to really get used to using that. But again, when you're getting started, just streaming directly onto the respected app, and you can actually do it directly on your phone. So you don't even have to use the desktop, and then you have your microphone, your camera already included in there. And you're good to go. Which brings me to my sixth and final tip, which is, when you think about streaming, it seems so permanent. It seems so, you only have one chance at this. But I would say this, practice. You can practice before you ever go live. You can have everything set up and have it all going through the software. You could see your image played back and rehearse it and run through it. Look into the camera. Know that your microphone's recording. The other nice thing too is that you can actually do a live stream to private or unlisted on your YouTube channel. So you can record a little bit and you go, how does that look? Then only you can see it. And you go back, watch it, make sure the audio sounds good, make sure the picture sounds good, make sure you sound good, the lighting's just right, whatever, right? Once you get the hang of that and you go, okay, I'm feeling more comfortable with it, then hit live and broadcast that out there. I hope you found this video helpful. I hope it gets you started live streaming. And by all means, let us know what your experience was in your first live stream. And I'll see you in the next video.